Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the Intro to Coding series. In this video, we're going to go over Lambda functions. So kind of similar to functions that we went over in the last video, but a little less verbose, I guess we can say. Why don't we jump into it and you can see what I'm talking about. Boop. So Lambda functions are something that is very useful for simple things. So say we want to create a Lambda function that adds two numbers together. So we already had our do complex math function up here, but we can make this basically do the exact same. We can make this do the exact same thing, but we can write it way shorter. Okay, so we're going to type add equals. So we're basically defining the function or defining the variable here, and we're going to type lambda val1, val2, and then a colon, and then val1 plus val2. So basically what this means is that now we can do print add 1 and 1. Just like that. We can use it as though it is a function, just like how we used our do complex math right up here, but it's just this single line now. So if we run this here, we can see we get our 2. If we change this to 5, we can see we get the 6. We'll keep it as the 1 plus 1. So again, we know what it equals. All right, so another thing we can do is actually return Lambda functions from other functions. We're getting into some Lambda functionception here, but let's do it. So let's make a function which will be called multiplier, and we will pass in a variable called by, so we can determine what we want to multiply a number by. So what we can do now is actually return a lambda with val1. Again, you can name these whatever, I'm just naming them val1. So val1 colon val1 times by. So times is just, again, a little asterisk here, times by. So how does this work now? So say we want to create a function that will always multiply something by 2. We can type by 2 here, and we can say multiplier 2. So what this is going to do is now it's going to call the multiplier function, and it's going to return a lambda function where the value that will be passed to this by 2 will return, or basically will execute whatever that value is passed times by, and by in this case is 2. So let's test this out. Let's print by 2, and we'll pass it in 2. Perfect. So we got a 4 here. Now, why is this like useful? Why is this useful at all, right? The reason this is useful is because say we wanted to create another function. Maybe we wanted to create a few of these functions. And maybe this one we're going to do by 3, maybe we're going to do this one by 6 and by 15. And then we just do this 6 and 3, and we will change these. And let's do by 15, by 6, and by 3. Okay, so now when we are passing in our 2 to each of these, when we run, there we go. So we get 2 times 2, which is 4, 2 times 3, which is 6, 2 times 6, which is 12, and 2 times 15, which is 30. So this means that you didn't actually have to write a function that returned what this is. So like you didn't have to write like define by 15 by return by times 15, right? You could do this. This would be totally fine. This is valid. But rather than doing that, we just wrote a single function, and then we just like in like 10 characters, we basically did this, which allowed us to basically write that function for free. So lambdas can be confusing, and that's totally okay. at least in my experience, I haven't used Lambdas all that much. I think for things like this, where maybe you have you know, you want to define a bunch of functions similar to this, maybe they're more complex with a bunch of other variables, then yeah, then it makes sense. Absolutely, use a Lambda. But usually for readability, so that, you know, when you're reading your code, everything makes 100% sense to you, then usually functions, normal functions, are a little bit more readable in my opinion. But Lambdas are powerful, and again, it's a good thing to have in your tool belt. So that is it for today on Lambda functions. I think this was a pretty short video, but hopefully it made sense to you. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below, or if you want to leave a comment about your favorite part of Python so far, whether it's, you know, lists, dictionaries, sets, functions, strings, whatever it may be. Leave a comment down below and let me know. I for one love lists. I know that sounds weird to say, but lists are like vital to so many things in programming. So I think they're probably one of the most important things outside of loops. Actually, not so many things are important. But yeah, hopefully this made sense today, and it was great having you here. Please drop a like down below. It really helps out the channel. It's also free. And while you're down there, consider subscribing if you want to be notified for the next videos in the series. Then ring that bell, ding! And yeah, I hope to see you around in the next videos. The next videos, I think we're going to go over classes, which I always say it's super powerful, but it is very powerful. A lot of the things we're going over are very powerful and really important to kind of master a language and be able to do whatever you want in terms of programming. So again, thank you for coming, and hope to see you in the next one. Remember, never stop learning.